Content Ninja here, and welcome to another content warning survival video. Now in this video, we're going over by far one of the most dangerous entities in the game, and that is the Weeping. Now the Weeping, which you can probably gather from its name, is based off of Weeping Angels from the Doctor Who series. As long as you're staring at the Weeping, it's not going to attack you or anything. It's completely immune to the goo ball and the shock stick. If you do happen to get on a map with a Weeping and you're playing by yourself, unless you're incredibly lucky and incredibly careful, you're most certainly going to end up dying. The Weeping will often show up in areas where there's not a lot of lighting, and you only have to be within a certain distance to activate Weepings, essentially. So it's actually a pretty lengthy ways. I don't have the exact measurement, but as long as you're within a distance where you could have at some point seen a Weeping, then it will activate. Problem with that is it'll often be cases where you weren't even aware that you saw a Weeping, and then out of nowhere he'll pop up and just wreck you. A fun little thing that you can do with the Weeping, though, is you can end up jumping on top of the Weeping, like we did here, and then just look it through your camera in reverse like that, and then the Weeping will start spazzing out trying to get to you. But obviously it can't because you're on top of it. Doesn't really serve much purpose other than to get a few giggles, maybe have a little fun if you're playing with some friends who are recording you. The one thing with the Weeping, and the only way to escape a Weeping, is if you do happen to get caught by the Weeping, a little CAPTCHA puzzle will pop up on the outside, and then a teammate is going to have to solve that CAPTCHA puzzle in a certain time limit. The time limit you have for that is 1 minute and 30 seconds. You get 3 tries to get it right. It's really easy to mess up when you're trying to do the CAPTCHA puzzle, just because the way the controls are and whatnot. And those 3 tries will go pretty quick, and whoever's trapped inside the Weeping will end up getting impaled. One thing that can happen a lot, especially when you're on the higher tier runs where you have like 1.5 million, 2 million views, or even just 1 million that you need to clear to make quota, is you can encounter groups of Weepings, where Weepings will spawn in groups of 2. Sometimes they'll be close together, but more often they're going to end up on different parts of the map, and then you're going to have to try and keep track of 2 Weepings, which is a complete and utter nightmare. If you happen to be unfortunate enough to find yourself on a map with a Weeping, or multiple Weepings, and you're playing solo like I usually do, you're going to have to back your way through the map. A good trick you can do is you can, like I'm doing here, you can lift up your camcorder and put it in selfie mode and just sort of try and navigate that way. And at that point, your best bet is to try and back your way back to the bell as quickly as you can and hope that you manage to make it, because CAPTCHA cages, or Weepings as they're called, will end up getting you even if they're clear on the other side of the map. You can have them in the lower levels of the map, and then you can end up going to the surface area and they'll still run up on you, as you can see there. And as you can see, the goo ball doesn't have any impact on anything, and you're just sort of stuck. Now, while Weepings are some of the most dangerous enemies in the game, especially for a solo player, there are definitely some other enemies that prove to be a massive challenge, and you can find out more about them right over here. I'll see you there.